Welcome to Calling All Geeks, and thanks for answering the call. I'm Flynn, and with me always, Chris.
Yep,
What's
it's
going
me.
on, man?
No, nothing much. I've just had a hell of a week. It feels like it's just crazy.
Well, it's a crazy time, the holidays and everything coming up, so,
Well, not just holidays, it's just like all the BS I have to deal with. I feel like, well, not just work related, but like just all the stuff that's been happening like in my personal life recently. It's like it's really stressful, but it's okay.
all right. Well, hey, look, before we get started, we want to take a moment to talk about and pay some respects to a pioneer in the comic book industry that we lost last week, Stan Lee.
Yeah.
And you want to start?
Oh man, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's man. What I'm gonna say is gonna be a little bit morbid, but it's like, you know, there's not too many times where like a celebrity or somebody that's like super famous passes away, and I mean, it's like, oh, that sucks. Well, it was very much the same way with me and Stanley this time. I mean, obviously, I felt more remorseful because I feel like he's had a more profound impact on my life than, say, anybody else. But it's just, he was getting an age, like, what was he, 95?
Yes.
Like, so, it's like, it was one of those things where it's like, I knew it was going to happen. Like, it felt like for at least the last few years, any day. It could happen any day. So it's like, emotionally, it's like I wasn't as like devastated as I can tell a lot of people were, and his time came, and he's probably living a better life now. So I mean, it's not gonna be the same without him, that's for sure. All the
Yeah,
cameos. That's
yeah.
very
I
shitty to
mean,
say.
for me, it's just another part of your childhood that's
Yeah, just
gone away.
yep.
But you know, the the thing about Stan Lee is that the characters he's created, the stories he told, as well as himself, he's become part of pop culture.
Yeah.
But he's also made a cultural impact,
Mhm.
and we can talk about how all the people in the comic book industry obviously have been inspired or entertained or influenced by him, but it goes beyond that to just all walks of life. People from all walks of life and all over the world that he has infected.
Yeah.
And
Like
it's just,
his name, like people, you like if you're like who created Spider-Man, people are like, oh, Stan Lee. Like if you ask who created Superman, like no one's gonna know that answer. I don't even know that answer off the top of my head. It's just one of those things. It's just yeah, he's made more of an impact, especially in recent years.
right. And he's entertained billions of people, and he will continue. His work will continue to entertain billions of more people in the years to come.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, we just want to take the time to pay our respects. We wish the best to his family, his friends, and everybody out there in the all the fans in the community.
Yeah, for sure, man.
But like I said, I wanted to take the time to do that with Stan Lee, and I figured since we're talking about Stan Lee, we could talk about a little these new TV series that are coming to the new Disney streaming service.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, before we do that, I do want to say one thing I realized the other day about Stan Lee. I had bought a comic book for the store. It was like Punisher #1. It was one of the first comic books, one of the first Punisher books. And I didn't realize that Stan Lee was writing books for Marvel up until like the 90s. Or was it 86? I don't remember. It didn't seem like it was that long ago. It was like either early 90s or late 80s that he was still writing for them. And it's like I didn't know he was writing up until that. I wouldn't say recently is the right word, but you know what I mean? I thought he'd retired a long time ago. But I just didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know how much stuff that he's done here and there.
Yeah.
As far as I know, he just has the cameos.
Well, then when it comes to recent stuff, yeah, just the cameos. But I thought when I saw the Punisher and it said presented by Stan Lee, it's like, wow, that isn't that long ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. So that was the only other fun fact I found out the other day. But anyway, we're doing what now?
Well, you want to talk about fun facts. If you're kind of thinking now is what are all the characters that Stan Lee's created?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's quite a large list,
Yeah.
whether he created or co-created.
Yeah.
There's a little rule of thumb, and now it doesn't hold true to all his characters, but a good majority of his characters, if you look at the alias of the hero, if their first and last names start with the same letter, chances are they were created by Stan Lee.
Oh, that's interesting. I mean,
So
it's one of those things that you notice, but like a lot of those characters, like Steve Rogers doesn't have. He's probably one of the few
no,
that
no,
doesn't have a same first and last name.
yeah, like I said, it doesn't apply to all. And Steve Rogers, Iron Man, these were early creations and co-creations with him and uh, who was it?
Jack Kirby.
Kirby, Jack Kirby. But you look at characters like Doctor Stephen Strange, Rex Reed, Sue Storm, Bruce Banner, Peter Parker, J. Jonah Jameson. I mean, the list goes on, and it's really interesting when you start breaking that down. So that's a little fun fact.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But anyways, let's talk about the Disney streaming service, which we don't know yet when it's coming other than next year. But I did see the other day they have a plan to release some original series on the.
Yeah, I heard that had some stuff brewing. I didn't do any research to determine what they were, but yeah, I heard that they were gonna get some stuff.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a lot better than what DC's doing.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm not
So,
surprised.
so what their plan is, are they going to do these series that are based on these secondary characters from the MCU? So characters like Scarlet Witch, Vision, Nick Fury,
Yeah.
and they'll do these series and they'll be available on their streaming service.
Wait, they're gonna have
Now,
like Sam Jackson be in it, kind of deal.
well, that's the big question. We don't know who's going to be playing the roles, if they're going to reprise them or not. But there is a good possibility it could happen. Marvel, I mean, or actually Disney has given Marvel a movie budget to do these series.
Jesus.
Right. And now the series are only going to be about 6 to 8 episodes, but you're going to have this movie budget, so it means you're going to have the big sets, you're going to have the CGI. You're not going to have stories that they're going to try to get around using their powers or make them lose their powers. No, we're going to see just the same thing we're seeing when we go to the theater to see the movie.
Oof, that's gonna be pretty sweet.
So with this big budget means they could entice some of those actors to come back and reprise the role. And to be honest with you, a series with Samuel L. Jackson and Nick Fury, that'd be pretty good, I think.
Yeah, I'd watch that. I think that alone makes enough. Like I said before on the show, like I don't watch a lot of TV or movie shows or any of that kind of stuff. I just don't really have the time unless it's a show I really want to watch. But I'd watch that for sure. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. And another good thing about the show is that Kevin Feige, who runs Marvel
Mm-hmm.
and is responsible for a lot of the success in the movies, is actually overseeing these shows.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool.
That's already off to a good start.
So yeah, we're gonna get like similar quality at least, or that's the hope.
Well, they figured out the template, they know the recipe, and if they apply it to the series, it should work out great. Um, but also the big question is, where does it fit in the continuity?
Well,
Is it going to?
I guess it's probably just gonna be wherever they want it to be.
Well, I just mean, are they going to? I'm not interested in them actually making the series tie into the movies, because I don't want to feel like I have to get caught up on the series just to go watch the movie. But I'm wanting to at least work with the continuity. So if something's happened in the movies, it's also happened in their world too.
Oh,
You
kind
know,
of
if
what
the
they do
Hulk
with like Agents of Shield,
similar, yes.
or at least what
If
they
the
used
Hulk
to.
is missing, then the Hulk should be missing on their show too.
Yeah.
Right. So if they do that, I think it's going to be pretty cool. But again, it's I guess that's in early development and everything's always secretive.
Yeah. That sounds like it'd be something I'd be interested in definitely picking up for a stream myself. Well, at least in concept. I'd like to see Sam Jackson do like a show or whatever. That'd be cool.
Wouldn't that just be awesome?
That would be awesome. I mean, put Bruce Willis in it as a cameo too. Let's get there. You know what? Let's just remake Die Hard. Let's just do another Die Hard movie that doesn't suck.
I just like the fact of having him on the streaming service where they don't have to dial him back on some of the language.
Oh, they still will though.
Well, I mean, Nick Fury is not Pulp Fiction. You're not going to get a bunch of F-bombs, but there are still some other bits of language that they've always kind of worked around in the movies, where he says parts of it but doesn't finish it. But it'd be nice to see, if they'll have that leeway to do that if they choose to do it. Yeah, it'd be really interesting to see him. But because I can't imagine if they try to do the series and replace
Sam. Yeah, that's my only concern.
Sam Jackson.
It's like, that's the reason why it's like, I just please don't do that. Not that there isn't other capable actors out there. I just don't want to see other people who aren't Sam Jackson. Right now, because of how popular the Avengers movies are, it's something I, as a customer, don't want to see. I want to see Sam Jackson. So. Well,
now it wouldn't surprise me if they didn't have like a younger version of him.
I don't care. Unfortunately for them, they've proven that they can CGI a fucking Grand Moff Tarkin. So I mean, sorry.
Oh boy.
Sorry.
No, what I'm saying is if they went and decided they were going to do a story that takes place 20 years ago.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
Cast with a different actor.
I still think they should use Sam Jackson. That's the thing about him, man. He hasn't aged.
Well, I'm just saying that's the only way I would accept it.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. If they did now, that. Yeah, I
if it's going to take place now, it's got to be him.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm on the same page as you. So that seems like, just keep Sam Jackson. Jeez.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, look, I'm excited.
I'd accept it, but man, I'd be like, y'all suck. Or Sam Jackson sucks. Somebody decided not to do it somewhere, and whoever that is sucks.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm excited about seeing these. I'm excited about the Disney streaming service, but I was pretty pumped about DC Universe, and that was really a letdown. So.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, all their shows to me are a letdown. It's just, I don't understand. How come they are struggling to make good television, DC, or in movies? Like, they
make good movies.
Well,
their television isn't bad. It's the movies.
Well, I mean, I guess so. I never was a huge fan of like Arrow or any of those shows, so like, I didn't like them. But again, I'm not a big TV show person. But even then, like the movies, like, how do you nail Wonder Woman? Like that movie was like perfect in my opinion.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
Yeah, it's like oh my goodness, this is gonna be the movie for DC like Iron Man was for Marvel. They finally hit the right formula, and now they're just, you know what I mean? Yeah, like that's what they did. They had a few movies and they were kind of road bumps, but then they nailed this perfect formula with Iron Man, and then they just translated it over to all their movies. And you see that all the time in there. Maybe not so much now, but their early movies were all just like Iron Man movies, pretty much. And they were really good. It's like, I thought that would be the same thing for DC. But I guess not. And is it confirmed, since we're on the topic, that Ben Affleck and what's-his-face aren't going to be Batman and Superman anymore? Like, they're done?
I've heard Henry Cavill is walking.
And that's Superman.
Yes, and I'm sure Affleck is gone. Because I don't think he expected more praise than what he got. I think he was pretty defeated over it.
Yeah, I thought he was great. I mean, the decision for him just to start shooting people, that's one thing. But when he's like brutally hitting the hell out of people, like breaking their arms and stuff, everyone's like, "Oh, that's really brutal." It's like, I got people who were like disturbed with him like really beating the shit out of people. And it's like that's kind of what he does.
But you bring up a good point. The DC movies are, in my opinion, garbage except for Wonder Woman, and so that's
Yeah.
what we're saying in the DC universe. But the MCU is really good, and if the same guy who's leading the, piloting the ship is going to be doing it for the series, it should be great.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, if they have a good budget like that and they have the same captain, you'd think that it's gonna be good
And then,
quality. So.
and then of course, they also have the new Star Wars TV series planned, which is
Yeah.
written and produced by
Here's,
Favreau, John Favreau. So,
you have to
he's the
forgive me.
guy
I'm
that,
not big on producer names. Who's he?
John Favreau is the
Or director
writer and
names?
director of Iron Man 1 and 2. He's
Okay.
the one that worked with Feige to help launch the MCU.
Okay. Well, I mean that's good news, I guess. I haven't heard too much. I know what's her face kind of got canned from the being the head of Star Wars or LucasArts. Who's the lead person now?
I haven't heard anything about her being fired.
I thought she was fired or she quit. Maybe that was just a rumor. I guess
Uh,
like,
that's probably every Star Wars fan's wish,
hope. Yeah, it's my wish.
but I have not heard anything official.
Oh man, okay. Then I must have just heard the rumors. Well, damn it. Then
Because I've
it
been
doesn't
online
matter who's directing it then. Especially if she's got a final say in stuff.
Well, look, we haven't seen her since before Solo. She just kind of fell off the map. So I'm not even sure that she's even in charge of creative at this point.
Well, I hope not.
They've kind of taken her, if anything, they pulled her from being out in front of the camera.
Yeah,
And
good call.
I'm hoping that my hopes is that she's running the financial end, but somebody else, is making the creative decisions.
I hope she's just gone entirely. Because I don't even know if
But,
she's competent in the financial department.
but this new series they have, and it's titled The Mandalorian. If you haven't heard anything
Yeah, I
about
remember we were talking about that a while back.
like I said, it's written and produced by John Favreau, but I believe the first episode is directed by Dave Filoni, and so he's the guy that worked with Lucas to create Clone Wars, and then he created Rebels.
Yeah, Dave Finoli, that dude, put him in charge of Star
Yeah.
Wars. That dude knows what he's doing. At least when it comes to creativity.
Well, and I think a lot of people agree with that. Leave her on the business end and have him just run the creative
Hell
with the
yeah.
final say.
I'd be super down for that.
But I don't know. I haven't heard anything. I've been online in the last couple of days, and I tell you, if she was fired or was stepped down, you wouldn't be able to click on a website without hearing about it. All the fans would be rejoicing.
Yeah.
It'd be all over YouTube.
Yeah, that makes sense. I just thought
But,
she did. Oh well.
But man, it would be nice. It surely would. But
If she isn't getting canned, it's probably gonna wait until the next Star Wars movie, like episode 9. And if that one flops, man, it's
well,
consider Star Wars
look,
dead.
I don't know that that's going to flop. I did hear a rumor that she's not really involved with that. That it's more J.J. Abrams
Good.
kind of running that movie. And say what you will about The Force Awakens.
I like Force Awakens. It was. I thought it was good. I was like, it was a good setup. But I feel like Episode 7 is a worse movie now because of Episode 8.
Well, yeah.
In my opinion, like it sets up garbage, and so then it's garbage. Like,
I don't even know if it sets it up, but it's not the best movie in the franchise. But it's like like I watched the original trilogy,
Hmm.
and then years later they came out with the Clone Wars. I'm not a prequel defender. I do not like
I
Clone
am.
Wars,
Maybe that says
but
something about the generations who watch it. Maybe like newer generations will love all the new Star Wars movies, and then like we'll all hate it like equally. But it's the same thing with like you and like the prequels. Like I like the prequels. I know Episode 1's like kind of weak, and Episode 2 is one of my least favorite movies of all time. But I still like them as a whole. It's really weird how that kind of works out.
I don't know that it's a generation thing. I didn't like them, but I could say if this is direction Star Wars is going, I can get behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Force Awakens was that way with me too. I didn't think it was the best movie, but I did enjoy the characters. I did want to know more about the characters. I was curious where they were going, and I said, well, if this is what Star Wars is, I can get behind that. I'm not going to get super excited, but I'm not going to be upset. Last Jedi, though, I can't get behind that.
Yeah. Be sure to check out our previous episodes on the discussion of how bad Episode 8 was, because we clearly can't get over it because we keep bringing it up. And by we, I mean me.
Well, if it would have actually continued the plot lines of 7, it would have been a good start. But
Yeah.
whatever, I mean, the damage is done, and hopefully 9 puts an end to it, and we don't have to deal with it anymore, and we can move forward with whatever's the next plan in Star Wars story. I personally wouldn't have, if I would have taken over Lucasfilms, I would not have even tried to tackle the saga.
No,
To be
yeah,
honest,
I would have just done my own stuff, like either in the way future, the way past, or completely separate. I don't know. I don't know what I would have done had they put me in charge of Star Wars. Like, there's definitely a lot of inspiration, but it's like if you use Luke, Leia, and Han, people who these characters are icons, and I'm not saying don't use icons, but when it comes to movies, they're movie characters. It's not like you say you take Iron Man and then put Iron Man on a movie and you have a face to the book. But these were born on the film, and so there's this expectation of these characters that if they're not the same exact character to the T, or whatever, and everyone has different expectations, it just becomes a higher risk. At least that's how what I think. I'm not saying it's not a good business decision, but like, I just don't think I'd be able to take it to tackle it. I can make a movie in the Star Wars universe or come up with something, I think, but I would try not to use the main characters if I could.
well, that's how I feel. I would have just chose a story that was in the universe, and my whole goal would have been just taking 6 templates of movies that were already laid out by Lucas and
Well, like,
saying,
so take Force
how do I
Awakens.
recreate these? How do I recreate these movies? And once I get that template, that recipe,
Well,
then I would consider going on with the saga.
well, I think they could have like take Episode 7. If you just take like Leia and Han and Chewie and just not have put them in the movie, but then kept the plot for the most part, like Luke Skywalker's missing, we have to find them. Maybe you have a Luke Skywalker cameo or something. You know what I mean? It's like it's immediately after Galactic Civil War and all this crazy stuff. Like, I think they could have probably ran with it just without the main characters. I don't know if it would have been better or not, but
Well, definitely, I would have been okay with a movie. My idea about the movie is we don't need to see the old characters.
we don't need to use us to see them. You kill them either. Like,
No, but we just need to see these characters small roles in the background because they're really just passing the torch to the new character.
yeah,
So yeah, like you said, I don't want to see him killed. I always want my heroes to ride off into the sunset.
mm-hmm.
But it would just be nice that if you had this movie that continued the saga and they said, oh, well, we need to find a certain type of villainous character you'd find in an underbelly world, they'd say, oh, well, let's go find Han. And then it's a 5-minute scene with Han while he gets them into the direction they need to go, and that's it. It's a nice, sweet cameo. He's still out there, but the focus is on the new people.
Yeah. Yeah, I could get behind that. That's what I thought they were gonna do with episode 8, but no, we got some other dude who jitters and betrays them instead. I didn't see that coming.
Well,
Like it was only obvious from like 20 miles away. Oh, you're in this prison? I do shady business. Well, we need you to help us. We're desperate. Oh, well, I happen to be able to do all those things that you're asking for. Great, we trust you. You fucking kidding me? A good fucking call.
I'm not excited about 9. It's the first time in a long time I've not been excited about Star Wars.
Yeah, like I'm not excited at all. Like I'm gonna go watch it because I'm committed, and I hope it's good. I pray it's good, but yeah, no, I'm not excited.
And then they make, they've confirmed now that Billy D. Williams is going to reprise his role as Lando.
Yay! Don't fucking kill him, man! I swear to Christ.
Well, that was my first reaction. Was so how are you going to piss all over him and then kill him?
Yeah, it's like you can't piss over Leia. Like, she's dead in real life.
Wasn't that the plan, though? It was to kill Han in the first movie, kill Luke in the second, and then kill off Leia in the third.
I bet
it was, yeah. And then we'd have to make another movie so we can kill off Lando and Chewie.
Yeah, man.
I mean, they just... I don't know why you have to kill characters off to move forward. I mean, if there's a reason for it, if it works into the story, if it's
I think it's just supposed to be
relevant
emotional.
to the plot.
I think it's just supposed to be emotional. Like, oh shit, he killed Han Solo, his own dad. My God, he's evil. No, yeah, that's the reaction.
My God, he's emo.
Yeah. And please keep the mask on him. He looks much cooler when he has the mask on. He looks... Not that the actor looks stupid, but
that's definitely not the way to do it nowadays. They always want to show you the actor's face.
Yeah. Man, movies aren't the same, dude.
To it.
Movies aren't the same as they used to be, dude. Everything's... Here's the thing. I think, and this is... this is my opinion. We live in a very uncreative time. Like... No one's original. Like, listen to music, for one. Again, my opinion, if I turn on the radio, I cannot stand 90% of the music I hear. I just can't. And it's all about the same shit. It's been about the same shit for 20 years. And I find myself listening to stuff that was before my time. Like, I listen to 80s music, like 80s classic rock and all this stuff all the time. And, like, you look at movies, like, back in the day, like Die Hard, for example, or Star Wars, or Transformers, or pretty much anything that anybody wants to see nowadays in theaters is just a remake. Which is cool and all, I guess. Like, some remakes, like the Predator movie. Like, I liked the new Predator movie, because it wasn't like a remake, it was more of a continuation. Same with, like, Alien and Covenant. Like, it was just more of the story, and it kind of worked. But then you have stuff like Ghostbusters, which I did not like. Or Ocean's 8, which was stupid. And I only watched, like, Ocean's 11, I think. I'm not even a big fan of that series. But it's like, why did we didn't need this. So it's just like one of those things. It's like, we're in this state where all the big movies that everyone's, like, wanting to go see are just remakes. And I don't understand what the deal is. I tell you what, though, there was one almost remake that I would have pissed myself to go see. I don't remember what it was called, and I didn't watch it. But it was like The Rock was in it, and I find his movies entertaining. And it was like, when I was watching the trailer, there's this big skyscraper, and there are these people who are trying to steal stuff from the skyscraper. And I was like, holy shit, they're remaking Die Hard with The Rock. And I almost pissed myself. But it wasn't Die Hard. It was something else, and I didn't watch it.
Right.
Which might be a good thing, because I like The Rock a lot, but I don't know. They already pissed on it once.
Well, that's going to have to be your last word, because we are running out of time.
Have you noticed that, though? Is it just me? Like,
there's no creativity in Hollywood.
Yeah, okay, good. I thought it was just
and I don't have an answer for that, but I will check into it, and maybe we can talk about it next week.
Okay, yeah, great.
All right.
Perfect.
You have any last words
Nah,
before
man.
we get out of here?
Nah. Nope. I'm boring. Bye.
Well, thanks for joining us, guys. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, dude.
If
Seriously.
you like this show, hit the like button. If you're new, subscribe. And we'll see you next time.
Laters.